We're back. This is Kia Vancouver's Soccer Talk on AM 650. Now here's your host, Tyler Green.
Tonight's Barber Pro brought to you by AnotherFineCut.com. Which Whitecap salary are you most surprised about? Tweet us your thoughts with the hashtag BarberPoll to SoccerTalk650 or Tyler Green FC. You're listening to Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk on AM 650. My name's Tyler Green. On Twitter, Tyler Green FC. And contributor Simon Fudge at SimonFudge74 has all the scores from Italy.
2 games today in the Italian Serie A. Sassuolo drew 1-1 with Cagliari, while Roma beat Atalanta by 3-1. There are 7 games tomorrow in the Serie A. They include Napoli versus Lazio, Sampdoria versus Internazionale, and Verona against Fiorentina. On Monday, the leaders Juventus are away to Udinese.
Major League Soccer released the news today that Commissioner Don Garber has been diagnosed with prostate cancer, but the cancer has not spread and that he should make a full and healthy recovery. It's another example of how this illness can affect anyone at any time, at any minute. In fact, you probably know someone who has been diagnosed with cancer or someone who has been affected by it. April is Daffodil Month for the cancer awareness. I urge you to buy a daffodil pin, volunteer, or show your support for people living with cancer. Throughout April, volunteers across Canada are working together to raise funds for the Canadian Cancer Society. Let's all help end cancer. And while it's unfortunate that Commissioner Garber has cancer, it's another high-profile example of how we can all get together and help end it. Visit cancer.ca for more information on how you can help end cancer.
Yeah, and it's a disease that is very close to my heart. It affected myself and my family quite closely many years ago, and so I would just say to everybody out there, support the Daffodil campaign, and also for yourself personally, make sure to get checked if need be because it is a disease that can affect anyone in any way and in various forms.
The poll question here on Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk: which Whitecap salary surprises you and why? Corey Jackson, Whitecaps for life, saying thought Maddox, Bryce, Salgado, and even Gershon Kofi seemed high, based more on reputation and potential rather than performance. And agree that some are high, but aimed at keeping him for Russell Tybert. Bryce Alderson is high, but could be greater than Russell long term. Whitecaps underscore Caps FC saying Bobby should pay me more. He's very upset. James Gross, Random James on Twitter: I'm surprised about Hurtado high and Tybert low. So there's some a lot of people wondering about Eric Hurtado and his very high salary. And from the back line saying the fact that Alderson is making more than Russell Tybert blows my mind. Now going to get into a lot of people who are following there, part of supporters groups around Vancouver for those Vancouver Whitecaps teams. But there's also a lot of European teams who have supporters groups here locally, and Damon Halachek from the Donnelly Group now joins us on Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk to give us some updates and insight on what the Donnelly Group is doing to help grow footballing culture here in Vancouver. Damon, welcome to the show for the first time.
Yes, thanks so much, Tyler.
Now, it's an exciting time here because you look at it, and obviously the Whitecaps now with the Canucks out of the playoffs have sort of this big stretch to get into games, and there's a lot of opportunity to watch games. And for some of the supporters groups like the Curva Collective and Rain City Brigade have found some home at some Donnelly groups, and you guys are doing a lot to try to help grow that culture here locally.
Yeah, it's been a great couple of years. You know, interesting to see, too, right now. This is maybe the first time in this modern era of the Whitecaps, too, where they're not even, like, competing with the Canucks right now because nobody wants to bother watching the Canucks right now. And so they're, like, for the first time, they're the top dog in the city. It's really, really interesting to see them be the hottest ticket in town deservedly so. But this for the first time in a while, and yeah, we've seen the reaction. We started a Rain City Brigade at one of our pubs at Library Square. The first year the Whitecaps came in, and it's been a fantastic growth of a club over the last couple of seasons. And then just recently we made Cinema Public House the home of a Curva Collective, who was one of the original supporters clubs as well. Bunch of really great guys, and needed a home, and we were more than happy to give it to them. So we're really stoked to be a part of it. It's been cool watching it all grow and us grow along with it as a company.
Yeah, definitely, and it's nice to that there are these supporters groups growing, and what started out as one with really the Southsiders has now grown to, as you mentioned, the Curva Collective and Rain City Brigade, but there's a bunch of even smaller groups as well. So the supporter culture is growing here in Vancouver, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's something that even myself, not that I'm new to, I've been in this, I've been with the company for quite some time now, but I guess maybe it's North American sports culture. It's a wild thing, because we've had a few supporters clubs, Premier League supporters clubs for years and years at some of our pubs. I mean, Celtic has been at Library Square long enough that these guys have their own keys and alarm code, and they roll in and put on coffee themselves at 5 a.m. to watch the game. And they've been doing that ever since we've owned it, 6-7 years now.
Right.
That supporters culture though is something that is just bred in English football. I mean, football worldwide, and it's so ingrained in it. And it's really cool to see it just start taking off literally here. People get it out here. But I mean, I guess that's the first point, is you understand what it's all about. Maybe it's easy to understand, but it's something you're not used to. It's always interesting to see how people react to it, but people embrace it like you wouldn't believe. And because of it, I mean, most of our pubs are full of at least some team being a supporter, or some supporters club of some team at all of our pubs.
Yeah, and there's obviously a bunch of different Premier League sides who have supporters clubs. I've been lucky enough to join Manchester United. They've invited me down to the Lamplighter for a Champions League game. I've been invited to the Liverpool. I haven't yet made it to the Butcher and Bullock yet for the Liverpool match with those guys, but there's Chelsea.
What are you doing in about 5 hours?
Yeah.
I'm debating on whether going to sleep or not, because I'm going to be there at about 4:30.
Very true. That's the big one coming up. But you have Chelsea that are at the New Oxford. Celtic, like you mentioned, is at Library Square. Tottenham at the Bimini. And then there's all the bandwagon jumpers that have Manchester City at the Blackbird, right?
Oh, I love it. Yes, that's our newest one. City has decided to go to our newest place. Maybe that's the thing. We like the new club. There's a newest spot. They jump on the hottest spot in the city. I guess maybe they for the fair weather guys. Yeah, and that's the best part of this whole thing too, is that the inter-club rivalry between. I mean, this is the real deal. I mean, this stuff goes back like hundreds of years too, and a lot of these clubs are run by expats. And all these clubs are run by people who have been ingrained in supporters culture for decades, that their parents have done it. So, yeah, there's no love lost between those rivalries that we know exist in the world of sport, and they continue to do the best to foster that competition and competitive nature between them all. And it's all in good fun, but I'll tell you, yeah, I don't know if I'd want to be a guy wearing a United jersey walking into the Butcher and Bullock during a Liverpool game on the weekend.
Yeah, that might be a bad idea, but that's...
You might not have a great morning. I don't know what's going to happen, but it just might not be your best morning.
Yeah, and I have a buddy who's one of the top dogs there with the Liverpool group, and he's told me I've got to come down, because that really is probably the biggest supporters group happening here in Vancouver with a European side right now, isn't it?
Tyler, I'm going to tell you, I'll put up that club against anyone in Canada any day of the week. It's got to be by far. No one's given me any indication that anything even scratches the surface to as big as this Liverpool Supporters Club is. And you know what? I'll go North America. I'll put my hat in the ring for North America, and I think they'd make a case for in the world. There's some big clubs, supporters clubs down in Indonesia and stuff that are just have massive followings. But, I mean, I'm telling you, tomorrow morning, granted, massive match tomorrow against Man City. This could be the league title, league champion, the league on the line here. But that place is going to be jam-packed at 4:30 this morning with people, and it has been all season long. And I don't care if it's a season opener against Crystal Palace or a massive game against Manchester City, those Liverpool guys are showing up. Now, not to take anything away from some of our clubs that have been there for a very long time, those Chelsea fellas do not miss a game, ever. And once again, they've been at the New Oxford for quite some time, and they'll pack that room no matter what. But I say, yeah, granted, that Liverpool Supporters Club is mayhem.
Damon Holacek from the Donnelly Group joining us, talking some of the supporters groups here in Vancouver, whether it's some of the European clubs or whether it's some of the local ones with the Curva Collective and the Rain City Brigade. But, just quickly, Damon, your thoughts on this Whitecaps match tonight. I'm sure it was packed down at the Library Square, and you said cinema there where Curva Collective guys are. So I'm sure it was pretty packed with those guys watching. Unfortunate result, though.
Yeah, unfortunate result, but not a bad game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not get it twisted there. I mean, that's a tough place to go in and win. Caps have never even won there, and they made a good run at it there. And what can you say? That Keane goal there was pretty. I'm not sure much anybody could have done ever to stop that. That was a heck of a strike. So, granted, people were behind him. I think the result, though, might not have got the win, but then heck of an effort by these guys to go into pretty hostile territory down in LA, and they held their own, and that's what you're going to expect. Now we got those guys back next week in our house, and we play even as half as good as we did against them on the road. They're going to have a tough time here coming to Vancouver, that's for sure.
You're listening to Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk here on AM 650. My name's Tyler Green. Alongside me, Simon Fudge.
Curious to know, Damon, about the Donnelly Group's preparations for the World Cup. You've talked about a lot of the different EPL supporters clubs you got, but is there almost a galvanizing of countries and national team supporters groups that you're going to be getting with the various pubs when that arrives in June?
Yeah, and it becomes synonymous with being so big about football, even if it's English football or the local football here, that naturally we gravitate towards being very, very busy when it comes to World Cup, Euro Cup time. So yeah, absolutely, we'll be. I don't know if we're going to be splitting off into countries like a lot of other places do, but all of our places will be raucous. I guarantee it. I know that there are some countries that generally just draw more. The Englands and the Netherlands and the Germany and the Portugal. This is naturally people gravitate towards these some of the higher ranked teams. But we get stuff going for absolutely every match possible during the World Cup. Our last Euro Cup 2 years ago was absolutely gangbusters at most of our pubs. So we're super excited about it. Every single pub is going to participate in it, and we're not going to divide and conquer here. We're going to have some pretty cool stuff going on for the entire World Cup. And like I said, every game, sound, HD, super loud, and a lot of giveaways and maybe a couple cheap pints for people.
Well, Damon, thanks for taking the time here to join us. Of course, the big, as you put it, the gigantic super match of doom tomorrow at the...
my email to you today, that's right.
If you're a Liverpool fan, you got to head to the Butcher and Bullock. If you're a Manchester City fan, you've got to head to the Blackbird, and that's just going to be an amazing game. And I hear that you've got something special for caller number 6 tonight. What are we giving away here?
Yeah, you know what? The tough thing about giving away, a football kit is that you can never get it right. So what I've got is a GC for somebody to go grab their favorite team's jersey down at Granville Sports Corner. So caller number 6, call in to tie your info, and I've got something for you. He'll give you his information to get a hold of me, and you can go get yourself a fresh, shiny new kit for at least the end of the season here. Or heck, get your favorite country's kit too. It's all on you. It's just going to be a GC. You go get whatever you want.
Perfect, Damon. Thanks for taking the time out this evening to join us. And perhaps if I can get myself up that early and actually get dressed to go out, I might see you at the Butcher tomorrow.
You need a wake-up call? Because I'll call you. Because I'm not going to be doing anything except for getting up and going down there.
Perfect, David. Thanks a lot, man. Take care.
All right, you too.
That's Damon Halachek from the Donnelly Group talking supporters groups here in Vancouver, and there's a lot of good ones. If you're a Liverpool fan, like he said, head to the Butcher and Bullock tomorrow morning. If you're a Manchester City fan, the Blackbird. And caller number 6 right now is going to walk away with the jersey of their choice, courtesy of Damon and the Donnelly Group. 604-280-0650 is the number to call. 604-280-0650. and you can walk away with your favorite team's kit. And what better way to kind of finish off the season than buying your favorite kit, courtesy of Damon over at the Donnelly Group. Pretty stellar. Yeah. Simon, I won't ask who you're going to take a lower division team if you're buying one.
If there was something available in red and it was pertaining to a particular side in League One, yes, absolutely, I would certainly be grabbing it. Yes.
Perfect. Well, I'm a collector of kits, so it's always fun to do that. So caller number 6, you're going to walk away with a lovely jersey of your choice down at the Granville Sports Corner there. 604-280-0650, the number to call. Kia Vancouver is the #1 retail Kia store in BC last month, selling over 70 new Kia vehicles to tons of local soccer fans. You can be next. Visit kia.com or in-store at 396 Southwest Marine Drive at Yukon. More to come, including our interview with Stephen Beitasher. That's coming up next. But first, let's find out what's happening around BC with the BC Soccer Bulletin.
Here's what's happening throughout the province with the BC Soccer Bulletin. BC Soccer is now accepting scholarship applications as well as nominations for the Clark's Fair Play Award, sponsored by Clark's Recognition Products Limited. To submit an application, go to bcsoccer.net. The Adult Provincial Cup competition has kicked off and will end with the finals on May 10th and 11th at Burnaby Lake West Fields. For schedules and results, visit adultprovincials.bcsoccer.net. Tickets are now on sale to see Canada's women's national team play Germany June 18th and Japan October 28th at BC Place. For more information and to sign up for priority access to the FIFA Women's World Cup Canada 2015, visit bcsoccer.net. That was this week's BC Soccer Bulletin. For more on what's happening with the beautiful game throughout the province, visit bcsoccer.net.
This is Kia Vancouver's Soccer Talk on AM 650. Follow us on Twitter at SoccerTalk650 and at Tyler Green FC.
Whether playing soccer on this continent or football on every other, Umbro is the name worn by top players and teams worldwide. Those same uniforms are available for your team or club at Umbro.com. Umbro, proud to be the official supplier of Canada's men's and women's national teams, is celebrating 90 years of expertise in the game. If you want your club to play like the pros, dress them like the pros at Umbro.com. Umbro, the heart and soul of football.
The Straight Razor Shave, a leading man classic. Centuries old, steady hand coaxing the rugged face back to smoothness. This nearly lost art has found revival at anotherfinecut.com. Hot towels, straight edge blade into your face. It's an experience that reminds you you're alive, you're a man, in the company of history's finest men. Start at anotherfinecut.com. Pick your barbershop in Yaletown, Gastown, or the Financial District, and relax into the big red leather chair for the shave of your life.
Uniglobe One Travel presents the ultimate sports experience. 3 big summer days in Chicago, departing July 29th. This fully hosted trip includes airfare, transfers, 4-star accommodation, tickets to see the Vancouver Whitecaps FC play, and a baseball game at Wrigley Field. Plus, you'll also get sightseeing trips, entrance to attractions, and some group meals. Get information on the Soccer Talk Facebook page at facebook.com/SoccerTalkBand. To book, call Neil at Uniglobe One Travel, 604-677-1495. Limited seats. Book now.
A similar beautiful game is played out every day at Kia Vancouver, where people like you make great scores on the value-loaded Kia vehicle that suits their needs. Right now, Kia Vancouver has throwback pricing on all new Kias with prices like they were 15 years ago. Plus, 0% financing up to 84 months. All-wheel drive credit of $500 on select 2014 Sportage and Sorrentos. Beautiful. Kia Vancouver, the power to surprise. At KiaVancouver.com and on Southwest Marine Drive at Yukon.
True product experts work at Audio Video Unlimited. Whether you're buying audio or video like the new Samsung 4K Ultra High Definition Smart TV with 4 times the resolution of a standard HD TV, Audio Video Unlimited's one-on-one service is second to none. After all, their 30-year reputation was built on it.
With nationwide buying power and expert advice you can count on.
Audio Video Unlimited has the answers. Same price, expert advice. 1200 Low Heat Highway. Just 2 blocks east of IKEA or online at avu.ca.
How Bell makes having a Samsung Galaxy S5 better.
You know, I really need a new phone. Well, I just got the new Samsung Galaxy S5. Like it? Love it. Check out how beautiful this screen is, and the camera is amazing. Oh, and since I'm on Bell, I get over 100 live and on-demand channels and blazing fast LTE speeds. It's like
flying to Paris and getting bumped to first class.
Totes.
Your next Galaxy deserves Canada's largest LTE network. Visit a Bell store for details. Bell, your next Galaxy just got better.
This is Kia Vancouver's Soccer Talk on AM 650. Now here's your host, Tyler Green.
Whitecaps 1-0 losers to LA tonight. We'll hear from Stephen Beitashour in just a second. I want to say congrats to Brett Bird, who won a jersey from the Donnelly Group by being caller number 6 on the show tonight. It's pretty much that easy to walk away with some free stuff, courtesy of us here at Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk. Just that easy. Should mention that the Blackbird will not be open for the Man City match, but you can watch it at the Butcher and Bullock, and that place is just going to be jammed. I think there's probably something like 500 people. They're just going to jam as many people as they can in there. It is going to be quite the experience, but congrats to Brett Bird, and thanks for Damon for joining us to talk about the supporters groups and what the Donnelly Group is doing to increase those and get that footballing culture up here in Vancouver. And somebody else who's going to assist us in doing that is this whole month, for the next month or so, we're going to talk supporters groups and what each individual group is doing. Next week, Martin Rivard, one of the founding members of the Rain City Brigade, will join us here in the second half of Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk to talk Rain City Brigade, get his insight on the match and what exactly the Rain City Brigade are doing after during every game, but also before and after every game. You'll recognize those guys. They wear the black, the jean jackets, etc. They sit obviously in that south side as well. We'll talk to, as I mentioned, Martin Rivard next week on Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk to find out all about Rain City Brigade and the supporters culture here in Vancouver. Now let's, before we get to that Stephen Beitashour interview, let's find out from Simon Fudge what happened in Germany from earlier today.
Last night saw Schalke beat Eintracht Frankfurt by 2-0. There were 6 games today in the German Bundesliga. Bayern Munich falling 3-0 to Borussia Dortmund was one of the big score lines. Borussia Mönchengladbach won, Stuttgart won, Hanover beat Hamburg by 2-1. It was Mainz 3, Werder Bremen 0, Freiburg 2, Eintracht Braunschweig 0, and Wolfsburg beat Nuremberg by 4-1. Even Perisic with 2 goals there. There are 2 games tomorrow in Germany. Bayer Leverkusen against Hertha Berlin and Hoffenheim versus Augsburg.
Thanks, Simon. Another contest, you know what? Hey, it was that easy to win a soccer jersey. How about doing something for your mom now? Don't forget to check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/SoccerTalkVan. We have a new Mother's Day contest that's happening with Trinity Salon and Spa. Tell us why your mom should be the soccer mom this Mother's Day. And if your entry is selected, she'll walk away with a super relaxing spa day, including a massage, her nails done, a cleansing facial, hair wash and blow dry and style. You know, soccer moms, pretty amazing people. They supported you. They drove you around. They stood in the rain while you played. I know my mom did. She did all my laundry. She made sure all my gear was together. She made me breakfast before every game. Now you can give back to your mom. I've already got my mom a Mother's Day gift from Trinity Salon and Spa. Don't worry, she never listens to the show, so she won't know. But you can get in on that Mother's Day special, whether it's a 1-hour massage, whatever. Head to trinitysalonandspa.ca for more information. Trinity Salon and Spa, Mind, Body, Beauty, 4138 Dawson in Vancouver. And check out our Facebook page. Maybe you can win your mom the ultimate Mother's Day gift, all right? All right, the Whitecaps were 1-0 losers to the LA Galaxy. And we're going to try to hear from Stephen Beitashour here in a few minutes, but probably after the break. But Simon, I've got 3 positives. I've got 3 negatives from the Whitecaps game today. One for the positives first, and I'll get your response here. David Osted made some key saves. but made some good saves. Came out challenged quite a bit, I thought. Controlled the area quite a bit, which was good. The Whitecaps had some good ability to apply some pressure against that Whitecaps defense. They had some chances. They didn't get a lot of shots on target. They only got 4. They didn't really have any big scoring chances, as the new thing is for Major League Soccer stats. But they did supply a little bit of a pressure. And I guess maybe most importantly is that Landon Donovan didn't get the league record for most all-time goals, although he can do that next week against the Whitecaps.
It was a game in some ways where you almost felt that something was going to break out, particularly by the way they seemed to threaten at times, and particularly, as you say, with the pressure that they applied with the pace they had up front tonight, that something was going to happen. But it could be said that it ended up kind of flattering to deceive a little bit as well. There are things I think that Carl Robinson and his coaching staff can take away, as well as the squad as a whole, from that game tonight. But it's still, they came away with nothing, and I think that's really the thing that's got to be the most frustrating in the end.
And some negatives is you kind of touched on it, but it's that inability to do anything at the StubHub Center. They just have not had much luck there, especially against the Galaxy. There's the lack of road goals. They've only got 1 so far in 3 matches on the road, and there's just those missed opportunities. They had one against Chivas on the road a few weeks ago when they went up 11 to 10 men. They had opportunity today, and they just couldn't finish those type of things off. And that's something they need to work on a little bit.
They do, and if they want to be one of the better teams in this league, they have to have the ability to be able to finish teams off, especially when they're in good spells in games. And they had a chance, I think, certainly at times, to take the lead and actually be out in front, really put pressure on LA, because you could see it on the Galaxy's face, especially in the first half. They didn't like the pressure they were being put under at times, and I think if they'd taken advantage of that, they'd actually had some advantage to work with from it. Could have been a very different story this evening.
Kia Vancouver, online at KiaVancouver.com. Visit Warren, Corey, Scott, the rest of the crew over at KiaVancouver.com. Kia, the power to surprise. Tell them Tyler sent you. On weekends, Kia Vancouver is giving away Vancouver soccer match tickets with your purchase, plus you're entered to win a pair of season tickets. Hit that up. Go test drive one today at Kia Vancouver at 396 Southwest Marine Drive. More info at KiaVancouver.com. Stephen Badisher after the break. We'll wrap things up with the final cut, brought to you by AnotherFineCut.com. And most importantly, on Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk coming up next, we're going to get some hot fudge.
Follow us on Twitter at SoccerTalk650 and at Tyler Green FC. This is Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk on AM 650.
Guys, if you've got a soccer mom, Trinity Salon and Spa has the Mother's Day special just for her.
Like the 1-hour relaxing massage to ease her body and mind of all those soccer mom traffic laundry gear stresses. Or 1-hour deep cleansing facial, professional grade ingredients, clean pores, and visibly reduce wrinkles so her inner youth comes shining through.
Find out more at trinitysalonandspa.ca. Top votes by Best in Burnaby, Georgia Strait, and soccer moms everywhere. Trinity Salon and Spa. Mind, body, beauty. 4138 Dawson, Burnaby.
The Vancouver Street Soccer League isn't out to change the world. Just give the men and women in our homeless communities a chance to play soccer. Regardless of skill, everyone's included in practices and matches with teams from UBC, the Vancouver Police Department, the Vancouver Mayor's Office, and more. The focus is fun, but it builds skill and confidence, and that can change someone's world. Find out more at VancouverStreetSoccer.com.
This message fueled by Duso's Fresh Pasta and Sauce, proud to support community on and off the pitch.
A similar beautiful game is played out every day at Kia Vancouver, where people like you make great scores on the value-loaded Kia vehicle that suits their needs. Right now, Kia Vancouver has throwback pricing on all new Kias with prices like they were 15 years ago. Plus, 0% financing up to 84 months. All-wheel drive credit of $500 on select 2014 Sportage and Sorrentos. Beautiful. Kia Vancouver, the power to surprise. At KiaVancouver.com and on Southwest Marine Drive at Yukon.
Not that your stylist at the salon isn't doing a good job, but man, you deserve the big red leather barber chair experience of AnotherFineCut.com. Here's how it works. Go to AnotherFineCut.com. Book your appointment at one of their 3 unique to their area barbershops in Gastown, Yaletown, or the Financial District. You can just walk in, too, and get your haircut, hot shave, buzz cut, fade, or beard trim experience. You deserve this. A great wedding party idea, too. AnotherFineCut.com.
Another oral health fact from the BC Dental Association with Dr. Bruce Ward.
There are a lot of things patients can do to reduce their risk of dental disease. Brush your teeth longer, not harder. Floss every day. Reduce sugar in your diet. Have your teeth professionally cleaned. And see your dentist for regular examinations to detect and diagnose problems even before you have symptoms. Be aware of what you can do to prevent dental disease. Be informed. Be active in your dental health.
To learn more, talk to your dentist or visit yourdentalhealth.ca.
Best Western Plus Kelowna Hotel and Suites knows when you're away on business, what happens on the road stays on the road. Featuring a free hot breakfast buffet, restaurant, pub, fitness facility, mineral pool, spa and outdoor hot tubs, as well as their LEED Silver certified environmental wing, incorporating your health and wellness in business. Book your next trip at bestwesternkelownahotel.com.
We're back. This is Kia Vancouver's Soccer Talk on AM 650. Now here's your host, Tyler Green.
Like Kia Vancouver on Facebook, be entered to win 4 tickets to see the rematch Vancouver LA April 19th. Draw date this Tuesday, so do it very soon. Plus, if you buy a new Kia from Kia Vancouver, you get a pair of match tickets with your purchase and entered to win a pair of season tickets. Southwest Marine Drive at Yukon. Let's wrap things up here on Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk. We'll do so with another fine cut in just a second, but first, it's time for Simon and Hot Fudge.
Well, for me, it's about the BC Provincial Cup this weekend. I actually had a great privilege of being able to see a bit of under-21 action today between Croatia here in Vancouver and Westcastle United from Victoria. That was to be followed by a Masters game between Delta United and Croatia, who won the Vancouver Metro League Masters Premier Division this year. So I would really recommend everyone, if they get a chance, wherever it is, anywhere, especially around the Lower Mainland tomorrow, to try and get out to see a Provincial Cup game. I will certainly be at one. It's a bit of an ironic story. Westside FC and the Masters playing in Nanaimo United, my former club, in a round of 16 showdown at Andy Livingston West at 2 o'clock.
Stephen Bedisher joined us a little bit earlier in the program, and we caught up with him after the match, and he gave us his thoughts on what happened in a 1-0 loss to the Galaxy.
Yeah, definitely a tough result today, but I thought we played well. We played well for 89 minutes. At 1 minute, we just, shut off, and, Keane's a great player and finished. But, it's tough. We played a good performance on the road. We tried to get that clean sheet, and I thought we did a lot of things right in that game, and I don't feel like we deserved the defeat. But, that's the game for you.
Obviously, you mentioned that sort of that 1 minute with the lapse of concentration. What happened from your perspective, and how do you alleviate those type of things from the next matches?
Yeah, I think we need to go look at game film and see exactly what happened. I know he just kind of came straight down the middle. We just got to make sure we stay touch tight with our man, and we just got to look at the film and see what we did wrong and improve. I think that's the main thing. Just learn from it.
There you go, Stephen Bedisher. If you want to hear that whole interview, download the podcast, am650radio.com. Our results of the barber poll tonight with the final cut brought to you by anotherfinecut.com. Which Whitecap salary surprised you most, and why? Doug Eastwood had the biggest response for us tonight as we drew his name out of the hat, and he says, I think Russell Tybert proved again tonight why he deserves more money. Lowest paid regular starter. Congrats to you, Doug. You're the winner of either a hot shave, a haircut, courtesy of our good friends at anotherfinecut.com. Full-service barbershops for your haircut, hot shave, buzz cut, fade, beard trim. Get the ultimate barbershop experience at anotherfinecut.com. 3 locations, Gastown, Yaletown, or the Financial District, anotherfinecut.com. Simon, sporting a new haircut from the boys at Another Fine Cut, and also wearing a shirt from the Vancouver Southsiders inaugural street soccer tournament with them and the Vancouver Street Soccer Organization. A good event earlier tonight.
Yeah, it was. I was so delighted to be part of it. I want to just give some thanks out to Sarah White and Ted McMinn from the Vancouver Street Soccer League. Brett Bird, as well from the Southsiders, one of the organizers of today's event, and a guy named Ted Francis, who I got a chance to play with from the Vancouver Aboriginal Friendship Center. Just a great event today at Andy Livingston West downtown. We played a bunch of games and just a good mix all around, and a really good cause to help homeless people get a chance to sort of work their way back into life through the beautiful game.
And you can find out more VancouverStreetSoccer.com. Of course, we're big supporters of them as well. For the crew here at Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk, executive producer Christina, contributor Simon Fudge, producer Dangerous Dwayne Bishop, and of course Greg the Hammer Ballack, who's also in studio. My name's Tyler Green. Thanks for listening. Again, download the podcast at am650radio.com. Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk returns next Saturday at 10 right here on AM 650. The Beatles are next.
This is Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk on AM 650. Follow us on Twitter at SoccerTalk650 and at Tyler Green FC.